Welcome to the Android app channel. Today I'm going to review the Huawei Fit. I got mine about 3 weeks ago and I've been using it ever since, and today I'm going to give you guys my thoughts about it. First of all, I'm going to show you what you get in the box. The box itself is a nice, sturdy plastic see-through box, so it's a very nice presentation. The box itself, it says what the watch can do. In the box itself you get a manual, which nobody ever reads, but you need to keep it because it's also your warranty card. So if anything is wrong with your watch and you want to send it back for repair or something like that, you need to keep these documents. Then you get a charging cable. You don't get a charging adapter, so you need to make sure that you have one which supports your watch at home, or else you need to buy one. And you get the magnetic charging clip, so to charge your watch you actually have to align these connectors with the ones on the magnetic watch, and the magnetic field will do the rest. Of course, the next thing you get in the box is the watch itself. I'm gonna give you guys a good first look at it. As you can see, this watch is a fitness tracker, but it doesn't look like a fitness tracker. It has the look of a classic watch and a nicer smartwatch, so this is a major plus, and this is also the main reason why I got this watch instead of other options. But I'm going to talk about the watch itself later on. First of all, if you guys purchase this watch, there is something you need to know when unboxing it. It's very unclear where you need to start unboxing because it's just a plastic box and you actually don't see any stickers anywhere. Where you need to open it is at the bottom. There are 2 stickers on the left and on the right side, and I highly advise you taking a knife and cutting them through on the line right here, because I tried to peel them off here but it took forever, and then I took a knife and within 10 seconds I opened the watch, and you can just slide it open like this. So it's just a little tip I wanted to give you guys to get started. So now let's talk about specs. This watch isn't an Android Wear watch. It has Huawei's custom watch software on it. I'm going to talk about the software itself later on in the video. Now the display is a nice 1.04 inch monochrome display, meaning that it is a black and white display, which makes it very battery friendly. This watch has battery life up to 7 days depending on workouts and notification syncing and so on. I've even noticed that you can stretch the battery life to 10 days depending on your usage, so the battery life on this watch is very, very good. Now a 1.04 inch display is a little bit smaller than the average smartwatch, but I haven't noticed any problems with the size of it. I do like it. It's very nice to read and to interact with. As you can see, this watch doesn't have any buttons, so navigation happens through the display. Like you swipe through the menus by swiping up and down, and going back is done by swiping right. So in the beginning, this type of navigation has a slight learning curve, but once you get it, it's very easy to be done, and the experience on the watch is very smooth. The touchscreen is very responsive, but I'm going to talk about it later on in the video. Here on the front there is a proximity sensor to control the auto backlight of the watch, and on the back you have the heart rate monitor, which measures your heart rate every 10 minutes and sends it to the Huawei Wear app, the companion for this watch. I'm also going to talk about this app in a separate video, which you can find in the description. As I said before, you have the connectors for charging here on the back, and you get a nice 18mm strap with the watch. These straps can be removed from the watch and be replaced by any other 18mm strap of your choosing, which is very nice, so you can customize the watch to your likings. I also have to give a remark right here. The strap that I got isn't the one that you see on the normal product picture. The normal one has ripples all over the band and mine is smooth. I actually like this strap better. I don't know why I got this one, but it might be because I live in Europe, I don't know, but I just thought I should mention it to you guys so you know that you might not get the strap that you see on the product picture, and if you want to make sure which strap you're going to get, you should contact the store where you're buying it. So now let's talk about the design and the feel of the watch itself. As I said before, this watch doesn't look like a classic fitness tracker. It looks like a regular watch, which is a very nice plus. It's also the main reason why you should get this watch. It's a nice hybrid between a smartwatch and a fitness tracker without having to break the bank. You can wear it at any event, in contrast to other fitness trackers which look like toys or which look like they came with your box of cereals. But this one actually looks great and you can wear it anywhere you want. Now the watch itself is very lightweight. After a while you won't even notice that you're wearing it, which is very important for a fitness tracker because you're wearing this thing all the time. It can track your sleep, so even when you're sleeping you're wearing it, and you really won't notice it's there, which is also a major plus. It won't start to itch, or it won't pinch your skin or anything of those problems you can have with watches. I've been wearing it for 3 weeks now and I never had a issue with I never had comfort issues or anything like that. So design and comfort wise, this thing is great. The watch itself is available in blue, black and orange. I've chosen the black variant because it's the most neutral one. You can wear this one everywhere and it doesn't look like a fitness tracker. In my opinion, especially the orange one makes it look a little bit childish, but that's just personal taste. Now let's talk a little bit about the battery life. This watch has an 80 mAh battery, which seems very small, but due to the battery friendly display, you can, as I said before, stretch the battery life up to 7 or 10 days even, depending on your usage. So battery life isn't an issue at all. The only issue I have with the battery is that you can't check the exact battery percentage on the watch itself. You can only get this symbol right here, which gives an indication of the battery level, but it doesn't give you an exact number. You have to take out your phone, open the Huawei Wear app, and there you can check the exact battery level. And in my opinion, these kind of things just take the functionality out of a smartwatch. It's not logical that you have to take out your phone to check your smartwatch's battery level. That's just, I can't understand why Huawei would do such a thing. And even in the Huawei Wear app, you can't see the exact number. It only displays the battery level in levels of 10%. This means that if you have 20%, if the Huawei Wear app displays 20%, you have a battery level between 20 and 11%. So you can never tell the exact battery level, which in my opinion is a pity, and I really hope they fix it in an update, because yeah, you rely on this watch and you leave thinking you have 20% left and it might be 11, so you need to charge it. So this is very unclear and I really hope they fix it. Now let's talk a little bit more about the display. As you can see, it's an always on display. There is no way in shutting this device down, which is very nice because you can always read the time. You don't have to press a button or you don't have to touch the screen to see the time, and that's nice because the main functionality of a watch is still reading the time, and this watch does it right. Would have been nice if Huawei had included a locking option, because now when you try to clean the display, you're always doing stuff you don't mean to, and this can be very annoying. As I said before, there are no buttons, so navigation happens through swipes on the screen. And I showed it before, navigating through the menus is by swiping up and down, and going back is done by swiping right. Most of all, this experience is very smooth and doesn't pose any problems, but sometimes the watch has difficulties in processing touches. For example, when trying to start a swimming workout, you have to press the watch twice, and this is very difficult to do right, because you can't do it too slowly or too fast because the watch won't recognize it. And as you can see, I've tried this now several times, and after a few times it worked, and now you have to do the same thing to stop it, and it's very hard to get it right. So this is very annoying, and as you can see, it just doesn't want to work. So that's the only issue I have with this display, that it's sometimes not as responsive as it should be. As you can see, it's also very shiny, so it's very reflective. This looks a little bit weird, but it doesn't do anything about the readability of the screen. I've used this watch in dark and light conditions, and the display is always readable, so that's also a major plus. It does often look like your screen is wet while it isn't, but that's just a minor detail. Also, I've noticed when it's sunny outside, you get this weird glare inside of the screen itself, and this can be a little bit annoying, but again, you can always read the display just fine, so not a major issue right there. So I showed you guys that you can use this watch to track your swimming. This means that the watch is waterproof. It is waterproof up to 50 meters, so swimming really isn't an issue. Now, about the waterproofness, I have to make a very important remark. A lot of web shops, technology websites and reviewers say that you can use this watch to shower because you can swim with it. This is not correct. You can only use this watch in the shower when you take a cold shower. So it's only suited for water that has a temperature up to like 27, maybe 29 degrees, but it isn't fitted for showers at 32, 33, 34 degrees Celsius. I'm talking because I live in Europe. So just make sure that you remove your watch when taking a shower. You don't need this watch in the shower, so it doesn't hurt to take it off for a while when you're showering. This is just a little bit of advice that I want to give you guys. And just bear it in mind. So the watch has a pedometer, it counts your steps. This is of course one of the main functions of a fitness tracker. You see the steps right here. It's a little bit blurry because my camera has some focus issues. I'm sorry for that. But the pedometer in overall works fine. When you're walking, the step tracking is very accurate, but as many other fitness trackers, it has some difficulties of filtering out random arm movement. And yeah, this is an issue of many fitness trackers because it is strapped around your arm, and this is a not such an accurate way of measuring your steps. But as I said before, in overall the step tracking is very accurate. I'd say you have maybe 500 to 1000 random steps per day, which is okay, I guess. There are some better options out there if you want very accurate tracking, but this thing does a fairly good job. Now it also has a heart rate sensor, as I said, on the back, and getting the heart rate right is also a very common issue amongst fitness trackers. Huawei claims that they found a new technology, and I do believe that it works. Every time I measured my heart rate, it seemed to be very accurate. Also during workouts, when I checked my heart rate, it was right when I was doing some very extensive workouts or very intensive workouts, I'm sorry. My heart rate was very high when I was warming up, it was lower when I was cooling down, it was also lower. So I do believe they got it right on this watch, which is very nice. So now I'm going to go through the software with you guys. I'm first going to show you which workouts are supported by the watch itself. First of all, you can go for a run, you can do a walk, you can ride with your bicycle, you can do the treadmill, and you can swim. These are the options offered by the watch. On the watch itself, you get nice live statistics about the time, the distance you've covered, your heart rate, your pace, and so on. If you want more detailed information, you have to look in the Huawei Wear app itself. As I said before, I'm going to do a separate video about the Huawei Wear app, which you can find in the description. There you get more information about your fitness level, about the intensity of your workout, and so on. However, when you start a workout on your watch, you won't get a map of your route in the Huawei Wear app itself, which is a pity. You have to start a workout from within the app itself to get a route of your workout, to get a map of your workout, better said. But when you do start a workout from the app itself, you won't be able to see live statistics on the watch when you're doing a workout. So this is something that Huawei should work out way better, because these devices are connected, so I don't see why you have to make choices between one of the two. So I really hope they fix it in an update. Also, for swimming, I have to give you guys a heads up. Swimming isn't supported by the Huawei Wear app as of now. So the only information you get when tracking a swimming session is the time you've spent in the pool, which is really useless because you can easily look at the clock and tell how many time you've spent or how much time you have spent in the pool. And you want stuff like your burned calories, your distance covered, your speed, and so on, but you don't get this now because the Huawei Wear app still has to be updated to support it, and I really hope Huawei does it as soon as possible, because now they're selling a watch advertising that it can track swimming, whilst it actually can't. It only shows you the time. I'm just saying this so you guys know it when you buy it. Now the second menu is the steps section. Here you see the amount of steps you've taken, and when you press it, you also see the distance you've covered, the calories you've burned, and the amount of time you've spent sleeping. Again, you can get more detailed information about this in the Huawei Wear app itself. You get some nice graphics, some nice tables, especially about your sleep. You can see how many times you've woken up during the night, how long your light sleep and how long your deep sleep was. So it's very nice if you're concerned about your health, or if you're curious about how you slept, to have this kind of information. Also, you can turn off the Bluetooth when you're sleeping. Just wear the watch, use it to track your sleep, and turn the Bluetooth on again on your phone in the morning, and your sleeping data will automatically be synced to the Huawei Wear app, which is nice because you don't need Bluetooth signals around your head or around you during the night. So this is a very nice option. Third menu is the heart measuring menu. I'm not wearing the watch right now, so it won't work, but you can always measure your heart rate when you want to. If you press the heart sign, you get a nice graphic showing you the progress of your heart rate during the day, your rest heart rate, your highest heart rate level, and your lowest heart rate level. Again, there is more information available in the Huawei Wear app itself. You get nice tables about your heart rate during the entire day, during the entire week, the entire month. So this is a very nice addition to follow up on your heart rate. As I said before, Huawei has a new technology and it's very accurate, so props to Huawei for realizing this, for creating this accurate heart rate. Next menu is the training plan menu, and you have to add a training plan in the Huawei Wear app itself. I haven't done it yet, but I will show you guys how to do it in my video about the Huawei Wear app itself, and you can find the link to this video in the description. More section. So here you have more settings you can use to customize your watch as you like it. Here you can choose the Watchfaces, so that was the one I was using. This is an analog clock, this is a digital clock, another digital clock, and an analog clock. So there are only a few options available, and I think it's a pity that there's only one watch face supporting the steps and the calories you've burned. I think all of them should choose it. Also, as you could see at the beginning, there is a standby watch face and a main watch face, and those two are linked, so you can't choose them separately, which is a pity. It would have been nice if you had some more options for customizability there. Also, this watch face right here has a start button at the top, but this button doesn't do anything. I don't know if Huawei meant it to be like that or this is just a bug, but I really hope they fix it in an update, because it's pretty useless to lose screen space for a start button that doesn't even work. And I also hope they will add some more watch faces in the future, because the choice as of now is rather limited. Menu is the heart rate broadcast. If you click it, you will start broadcasting your heart rate to third-party apps which support it. The support for third-party apps with this watch is actually rather limited, so again I hope there will be more support in the future with updates. Now I have to navigate to the menu again. Now the next menu is the auto backlight option. You can turn this on automatic, you can turn this always on, so the backlight will be always on. I don't advise doing so because this will drain your battery more. You can turn it off. I also don't advise doing this because in this way you won't be able to always read your watch in dark conditions, so I just suggest you leave it on auto. Now you can also use flick wrist gestures to navigate through the menu, so you have to flick your wrist like this to browse through the menus. I don't advise turning this on because the gestures are rather inaccurate, and if you use them you can only go through the menus. You can't select anything with a flick gesture, so even when you use these gestures you still have to press the screen to select something, so you are better off just swiping through the menus. Now here you can choose to enable or disable the auto measurement function of the heart rate, which I mentioned at the beginning. So this watch will measure your heart rate every 10 minutes and send it to the Huawei Wear app so that you have an idea of your heart rate during the day. Now there is a restart option for the Huawei Fit, so when your device starts to feel slow you can always restart it. There is a reset option. You can watch a tutorial to see how the swipe gestures work, and there is an about screen, and that's about it for the extra customizability on the watch itself. In the Huawei Wear app itself there are more customizing options, but as I said before, I have a separate video of the Huawei Wear app. Last but not least, you can sync your notifications to this watch, which is a very nice function. It's very nice to be able to read your notifications on this watch, and they look like this. So you just get a text balloon icon. It's the same icon for every app, so there is no custom icon for applications, which would have been nice if they did support app icons, but that's just a minor issue. You get the person the text is from, and you get the content of the text. Now there is a limited amount of characters the watch will show. I think there are only 3 lines which you can read, so if it's a long message you won't be able to read it on your watch. Also it doesn't support emojis, so you won't be able to see those on the watch. They're also only pushed to the watch, so they're not interactive. You can only read them, you can't respond to them, you can't mark them as read on your phone, which is a pity because it's a little bit annoying that you have read the notifications on your watch but you haven't read them on the phone. And some apps repeat notifications after a certain amount of time, and you will keep getting this notification on your watch because you haven't read them on your phone. Besides that, this watch, when you get a call, you can deny the call straight from your watch. I would have liked it better if they would have changed this with a muting option, because like declining a call isn't something that you do very oftenly. You're more likely going to mute a call, so it would have been nice if they would have changed this. Again, maybe with an update they will give you an option to customize this function, but I'm not sure. And then A very nice thing you can do is you can set up smart alarms through the Huawei Wear app. This means that the alarm won't play a sound, but it will just make your watch vibrate. This is very handy when you don't want to be woken up by sound, you just want to be woken up very gently by some vibration, or when you're in a room with a lot of people and you have to get up very early and you don't want to wake up the others. It's very nice to have this option. I like this one a lot. Now, to conclude this review, I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. This fitness tracker is for people who are looking for a regular looking fitness tracker with some smartwatch functionalities without having to spend too much money. It is $130 in the US and 150 euros in Europe. I can highly recommend it if you're looking for something like this. It's a nice hybrid between a regular looking watch and smartwatch and a fitness tracker. But if you're looking for a fitness tracker that can work as a standalone device, I wouldn't recommend this one. There are better options out there for this price. You have fitness trackers which can be used alone because they have GPS sensors. This one doesn't have it. They have automatic activity tracking. Also, this watch doesn't support it. You have to start the workouts yourself. So as a fitness tracker, it's a little bit an incomplete product in my opinion, but in overall, if you care about the design of the watch, it does a fairly good job as a fitness tracker and it looks good while doing so. So if you're in the market for such a device, I would highly recommend getting this one.